Just enjoying a nice Saturday today. Just relaxing. I was actually kind of regretting something just because, like, I have nothing in my apartment or anything that looks like a tiger. I mean, I actually do have a pair of boxers that are checkered colored, but it's orange and black. But tigers have stripes, not a checker color, so it really wouldn't work. And yes, I would have done the whole lions, tigers, bears, oh my! But no, I don't have that, obviously. So, yeah, just enjoying my Saturday morning. So, I realized yesterday that during the video, I didn't do my YouTube channel shout out to Masay and Ella, but I did write in the description. So, if for whatever reason throughout me doing this, I forget to say in the video, I'll be sure to mention the shout out in the description. So there you go. And obviously, for not really explaining that, that's my low. But my high, was great. I got to have a nice evening with my mom and dad. We hung out for a little while. Everything was wonderful. And my act of kindness was before my dad and I had a dinner from Picnic Pizza, I helped set the table and get drinks for us. So, good morning and happy Saturday, everybody. So, before going into today's shout, let me talk about who I gave the shout out to yesterday. Basically, Masay and Ella was, don't get me wrong, YouTube, Let's Players that are girls have existed for a long time, but Masay was like the first one I kind of gravitated towards just because, she was fun and awesome. Plus, if I were to, I can make an argument that she's easily the biggest Legends of Zelda fan I've ever seen. So, I put her link in the description in yesterday's video, so give her a watch if you can. So, today's shout out will be given to, man, I'm actually subscribed to so many people, I may not get to everybody. So, I'll do the other person I'm subscribed to. I'm subscribed to everybody. But you know what? I'll do the Try Guys. I started watching them before the pandemic, but it's honestly during the pandemic where their content really started getting, hilarious for me. So, I'm trying to remember. Zach Kornfeld, Ned Fulmer, Keith Habersberger, and Eugene Lee Yang. Thank you for bringing the Try Guys. You're awesome. You're funny. I love watching your stuff. I can't wait to see, I know what's going on now because they're doing, around this time of year, they do a show called Without a Recipe where they try and make stuff without a recipe and see, shenanigans ensue. It's great. It's hilarious. And, last week they did cinnamon rolls, and I believe this week they're doing, I want to say they're making sausage. So this should be very interesting. So, yeah. Did I say good morning, happy Saturday? Good morning, happy Saturday, everybody. Right. So, let's see what to discuss today. Well, I actually don't know. Sometimes I think the things I'm going to talk about are going to last a lot longer than they really do, or they don't. We're 4 days into December. That's really cool, right? It's been, pretty good December for me so far. Again, it's still incredibly early, but for the most part, I think the things that make these days seem a little better is, I know not everyone is able to do this, so if I sound like I'm probably coming across as pretentious, I very much apologize. But just spending time with my family, if I was ever able to, has really been like, a bit of a blessing for me. Really, it has. And just last night, for instance, I was a little upset because my dad and I watch TV when we're together. And, obviously nowadays with TV, you can sort of see what's on what channel before you go to that channel. And so I actually misread something where on AMC, I thought National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation was going to be on, which I'm like, all right, I'm going to watch National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. And it was just regular Vacation, which, yeah, it's a good movie, but Christmas Vacation's better. It is. I dare say of all the National Lampoon's movies, I would say the two best ones are National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation and Animal House. Although, to be honest, I have more of a gravitation towards the former than the latter. I mean, I know that a lot of people in Animal House became like really big name stars, and one sadly, passed away. But, semantics or, whatever. So, yeah, what is there to talk about? Well, I guess one thing I can bring up is, and I know I just brought him up like just a few days ago, but I gotta mention Chuck Conroy one more time because now we actually have a final episode count of when his Let's Play of Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is finally gonna end. It turns out it'll be episode 218, which, if my math is correct, 215 will be today, 216 will be, wait now, it's gonna end on Tuesday. Alright, cool. And there's gonna be a few bonus videos too and such, but yeah, literally by the end of next week, Chuck Conroy will have officially ended his final Let's Play, his longest Let's Play, I should say, that he has legit ever done. In fact, I think there might actually be more episodes of Xenoblade Chronicles 2 that he's done than probably at least 3 of his Pokemon LPs combined. Because I know Black and White was a long one, and Platinum was a long one, and Emerald was pretty long too. Man, he's been at it for a long time, hasn't he? Jeepers. I mean, I say like that number of episodes. I've been making videos for how many days in a row now? Oh, right. 1,434. I mean, to be honest, I really only know the number because I was lucky that day 1,400 started on like the 1st of the month of November. And so literally every day is like a new number added to it. Like November 2nd is 1,400. No, 1,401 was November 1st, 1,402, November 2nd, you just keep going. So yeah, we're over a third of the way into the 100 days. And it hasn't been that, it hasn't been great, but it hasn't been bad either. I mean, again, there was that dealing with the air Department of Corning, but I mean, again, honestly, that guy just don't matter. Remember what Dr. Seuss says, be who you want, say what you feel, those who mind don't matter, those who matter don't mind. So I tend to focus on those who matter most. So, yeah. Hence, my mom, I think it's one of the reasons why I hang out with my mom and my dad a lot, Anyway, right, one thing I was going to talk about is, the reason why I'm wearing my Trinity-Pawling Let's Roar shirt is because I kind of want to give a shout out to Trinity-Pawling. It's kind of been, not for nothing, but I kind of, and yeah, I guess I do sort of feel, it is on me. I'm terrible at, like, I'm so terrible at this, I don't even know how to word it. I'm trying to say is, no matter what, I'll always have love for Horseheads and Trinity-Pawling. Always. Like, I mean, now that I've given Horseheads a second chance, and for Trinity-Pawling allowing me to give life a second chance, for that, I'll always love both places, right? And with football going on at Horseheads and as successful as it was, even though the ending was rather sad, I can still say that my love for Trinity-Pawling never waned. And so I haven't really been expressing that a lot lately. I mean, I did do a TP Tales the other day, but I could do a lot more than that. So I kind of want to wear this shirt today because as of right now, Trinity-Pawling started their winter trimester. Yeah, I guess I could talk about trimesters are really simple. Like, pretty much every trimester started and ended with a given break. Like, the fall trimester ended at the beginning of Thanksgiving break, and winter began at the end of Thanksgiving break. And the spring trimester is going to begin after spring break. So when when Trinity-Pawling gets a spring break, I believe I think it was like March, maybe. I forget. Yeah, I think it was like March when Trinity-Pawling goes to a. I mean, Trinity-Pawling operates more like college in terms of schedule than Horseheads does. So if spring break for college students is in March, then spring break is going to be for students at Trinity-Pawling as well. Only for Trinity-Pawling students, it was actually like 3 weeks. It was actually really nice. I mean, I'll actually never forget when I was on spring break from Trinity-Pawling, because that first week was an absolute nightmare. I mean, I want to make one thing clear. I didn't, and to be honest, it kind of, seriously, I literally at that time just got over contemplating suicide, and it was almost like I might as well just gone back to doing it because it was so bad. But what happened was, I mean, I want to make one thing clear. My grades are always decent. Like, they're never going to be like, valedictorian level, obviously. But, I did what I had to do. I got all my work done, stuff like that. But my winter trimester wasn't as good as my fall trimester. And even though, by all accounts, like, really my overall average went from like maybe an 89 or like 80, like it was like between 89 and 92 in the fall to now it's like 90 to 87, 88. So a bit of a decrease, but nothing to really get upset about, right? Well, no, but you have to remember my parents paid like near 50 grand for me to be there for a year. And the fact that they saw that my grades were dropping really didn't sit well with them, particularly my mom. In fact, I'll never forget when literally one night after she got back from working at Robert Packer Hospital in Sayre, I'm asleep and she wakes me up shaking me at 1 o'clock in the morning, yelling at me for, the decrease in grades or whatever. I mean, again, yeah, it was a drop, but not really that bad. Certainly not bad enough to wake me up for that. And literally after that, we didn't speak for a week. Like, not at all. Well, she wouldn't talk to me for a week, is what it really was. And, it was awful. It was really, really, really awful. And, I just said a second ago, like, literally before we began the second part of the winter trimester, after winter break and after, Andrew Einstein had passed away, I'd literally just gotten over contemplating suicide. And yeah, to this day, not that I struggle with contemplating or anything, but it's like, well, if I need a reminder why I did in the first place, here you go. Like, something like that. And that was an instance where, like, you know what, I should have just done and got it over with. I mean, I don't really feel that way anymore. And to be perfectly honest, listen, our parents will always do something that's completely and utterly unforgivable to us at some point. For some, maybe it'll just be that they die or whatever, and you weren't able to do everything you wanted to do, stuff like that. Sure. But, if you focus on that, again, actually, I was gonna say, technically my parents have done far worse than, that necessary to an extent. And trust me, I'll be getting into that in a couple weeks. But, it's nothing to really, I'll still hold my mom to it because she was the one who acted kind of, bad then. But, I don't know, it was a really good time, I guess. Now I'm starting to get depressed. I gotta stop myself from getting depressed. How do I do that? Look, I'm wearing a hat. I don't know. Honestly, that's all in the past. I've been trying to move forward every single day, and that's what I'm going to do. And trust me, doing these videos always makes a huge difference when it comes to that. So if I ever need a reason to say the following, this is it right now. I am very homely in this video for all of you guys who are watching Joe for today. Hopefully you have a wonderful, wonderful Saturday. And remember, if you guys want to talk to us, we'll be here to lend an ear, and I'll always have your back. Take care and make good choices.